Many young adults like myself probably have an idea of what income tax is. It's money that the government takes from you, right? Well, yes, but that doesn't necessarily cover the details and specific parts of taxes that you might want to know. For example, when I was younger, I would love to play Monopoly with my family, even though I didn't really understand how the rules worked. One thing I did always understand though was that my luck sucked whenever I would play Monopoly. I remember my dad telling me I need to pay up because I landed on income tax. I would pay him, but I wouldn't really know what I was paying for because I didn't know what income tax was. Well, according to the IRS, if you fail to pay your income taxes, they can take your property, your assets, and in severe cases, give you 5 years worth of jail time. So today, we are going to learn about income taxes. I will be discussing what income taxes are, what they're used for, and who must pay how much every year. According to Investopedia's article, which was called What is Income Tax and How Different Types Are Calculated, which was last updated on November 9th of 2020, the term income tax refers to a type of tax that the government imposes on income generated within their jurisdictions. Basically, what that means is that if you live in a place with a government, you need to give a fraction of your income to the government in the form of income tax. If you feel like you've missed your chance to do your taxes and you're worried about going to jail, don't fret because according to H&R Block's website, which was last accessed on February 3rd of 2023, only if you are making more than $10,000 a year and are under the age of 65, you have to pay taxes. Now that we have a general idea of what income taxes are, let's discuss what income taxes are used for. Income taxes are usually used towards the same things all other taxes are used for, primarily funding the government so that they can provide us with their services. Some of these services include highway maintenance, free education, and the 911 emergency services. These expenses cover services that are necessary but don't naturally make any money. Some examples are jails and schools. No person directly pays jails to keep their dangerous prisoners away from the public the same way nobody pays to take their children to public school. Even though these services don't make any money or revenue, the way they pay their workers and cover their expenses is through the government who uses its tax money to keep those services running effectively. Fiscal Data's website, which was last updated on October of 2022, tells us that the U.S. Constitution gives Congress the ability to create a federal budget. In other words, the Constitution gives Congress the ability to make a budget and determines how much money the government can spend on the upcoming year. This budget is later approved by the president. The president's promise to spend taxpayer money is usually a big part in their campaigns because it's kind of a way that the people get to decide where their hard earned tax money goes. For example, if a presidential candidate promises to focus more income tax on school funding, that helps the presidential candidate appeal towards people who want more of their tax money to go towards that same interest, which in this case would be school funding. Now that we discussed what income taxes are used for, let's discuss how taxes affect people in different ways. According to Fiscal Data's website, which was last updated on October of 2022, the government's main source of revenue is individual income tax. The government uses taxes because it's an extremely efficient way to make money, effectively using the money by the people for the people. In the first month of 2023, the government already racked up $1 trillion. As the Tax Policy Center's website states, last updated in May of 2020, the federal income tax has 7 tax rates that rise with income. Each rate applies to only income in a specific range. In other words, the more money you make, the more you have to pay. It's important to know that it doesn't matter what age you are. If you make the minimum of $12,950, you need to pay taxes. Of course, this changes with certain factors. According to H&R Block's website, which was last updated on February of 2023, if you're married, the minimum raises to $25,900. If you're married and filing jointly with your spouse, another thing that can affect the minimum wage, the minimum you have to earn, is if you're the age of 65, where the minimum raises even more. Today we covered what income tax is. We talked about what income tax is, what they're used for, and their effects on different people. We learned that if you fail to pay your income taxes, the IRS can take your property and assets, with more severe cases leading to 5 years worth of jail time. Hopefully now you have a better understanding of income taxes, and you'll know what the Monopoly Board means when it asks you to pay up for income taxes. I know that I'm gonna know.